In this video, we will talk about how to onboard your project onto TestChimp. Click on Add Project button and give your project a name. There are three different project types, web, mobile, or multi-platform, that is when you support both web and mobile. For this demonstration, we will use a mobile sample app. If you support iOS, give the bundle ID. If you support Android, give the application ID as well, and then click Create Project. And when you create a project, we create a test scaffold as well as a plans folder as well. Now let's take a look at the tests folder that gets created. It already has a configuration that contains sub-projects for iOS and Android, and an API project as well. You can see it has already installed our Playwright Reporter plugin, which connects TestChimp wherever you run your tests in, whether it's in CI, whether it's in browser stack, anywhere that you would run. And then it has created a folder structure that will contain your end-to-end tests, your pages, your fixtures, etc. How TestChimp works is it connects to two folders on your repository, one for plans and one for tests. So to support this, you need to first create two folders, empty folders on your repo. One thing to note is that GitHub does not allow you to create empty folders. So the trick is you will create .gitkeep files under these folders and then commit these folders to the repository so that they will be available to be connected to TestChimp. And now you can go ahead and connect the two folders that you created to the corresponding tests and plans folders on the TestChimp side. When you do that, it will raise a PR for syncing the scaffold folders that we created on TestChimp platform. Then do the same thing for the plans folder. One thing to note is that TestChimp raises PRs with the TestChimp dash prefix. So if you have rules in your GitHub repository about the PR names, make sure that you allow that prefix. All right, now let's go ahead and approve the PR to connect the plans folder as well. We talked about the tests folder. Now let's go ahead and look at the plans folder. So TestChimp works somewhat differently from the typical issue trackers that you may be used to, such as Jira and Linear. So TestChimp takes an agent-centric approach to your test planning. The idea being that agents work much better when the context is available in your code base as markdown files organized in folders. So that's the approach that TestChimp is built on. And the plans folder is where all your test plans go. There are a couple of ways in which you can create stories and scenarios in TestChimp. One is you can write directly in the platform, or you can import from Jira or Linear as well. Okay, let's take a look at how the stories looks like once you have imported from Jira or you have authored on the platform itself. You can select any folder level and you see the list of user stories under that folder structure listed over here. Or you can switch to a Kanban view if you prefer that style. One of the nice things with organizing things in a folder structure is that you can zoom into any folder level and your Kanban views would be updated automatically. So you get a structural Kanban experience with TestChimp. And you can select any user story and you will see all of the workflows that you're already familiar with readily available here as well. So you can set your priorities, the status, you can add labels, due dates, assignees, etc. And you get your WYSIWYG editors over here. And all of that gets backed by a markdown file that gets synchronized when you sync your plans folder to the Git repo. So you can click over here, and that would create a PR like we saw earlier that will sync the plans you made onto your code repository so that your coding agents can have access to and work on top of those plans. And in the next video, we will see how to install our TestChimp skill on your coding agent so that it can run the entire QA workflow after every single PR.